Hello everyone. I hope you are doing well in these troubled, difficult times. May God protect us from hard days and days of famine. May He also protect us from the day of judgment and the punishment of hell. May He grant us a good share in this world and a good share in the hereafter, especially. And may He protect us from the punishment of hell. In the name of the Father, His messenger Jesus, the Son of Mary, and the Holy Spirit. Lord, I seek protection with you against the banished evil, the number one enemy. Do not take him as a friend. He is a declared enemy to you. What God constantly reminds us of in our lives, this enemy who persistently divides humans ceaselessly in order to reign. This enemy that has made it so that for several decades now, we always hear about Islam, Muslims, Islam, Muslims, endlessly. I still hear people trying to justify that Islam is indeed a peaceful, tolerant religion, etc., who tire themselves for nothing. They actually feed, without realizing it sometimes, and very often, by the way, mostly. Others who spew their venom, and the media that do their job, of course, because these media belong to those who sow disorder. These geniuses whom you do not see, but they see you. Satan and his minions see you from where you cannot see them. It's normal. They are in human form, and you do not know it, so you cannot see them. Do you understand? They will soon start talking to you a bit more about aliens, flying saucers, Casper, the friendly ghost, to confuse you even more. He plays with your minds. So it's indeed a very simple question to ask to one another. Which Islam are we talking about? The Islam that the media talk about, the philosophers, the Islamophobes, the Muslims who want to defend Islam, also that God had sent down to us on earth, had created geniuses and Adamic beings just to worship me. And again the word, it is not that they worship me, it has a very connotation of I am the king, bow down to me. That's not it at all, but that's how it is translated. The translation is good, but we could use other words to bring it a little closer to God, being self-sufficient. So if God is self-sufficient, the one who says it is not me, He does not care for our worship. So it would be contradictory for us to give Him thanks. All right. Well, I've lost my train of thought. I no longer remember what I was trying to tell you. It's not a big deal. We'll return to the foundation. Which Islam are we talking about? Sophilism. Sunni, Shia, and all the branches within, including Wahhabism, Salafism, Maliki, etc., as well as other interpretations. Which Islam are we indeed talking about? The media and all those who claim that all their misfortune, all their destiny, is parasitized by this Islam. All their misfortune is because of Islam. The Muslims. Which one? If I tell you, for example, I will make a parable. If I say, here is a couple. This couple has 5 children, and you know that among these 5 children, there is a criminal. You don't say more, and the rumor spreads. People say that among these children there is a criminal, etc. This means that in the end, we have accused all 5 children, since we do not know who the criminal is among them. Okay, so we suspect everyone, we end up suspecting everyone. So we have condemned the 5 children. However, if we say among these 5 children, there is Jacques. Jacques is a criminal. We have all the evidence of the crime he committed. We will say that he is a thief. We will let rumors spread. There we exonerate the other 4 children, assuming it is true, or not, it doesn't matter, assuming it is true, to not pollute our minds any further. So at that moment, we exonerate the family. Those who are the worst, those who are on TV, keep saying constantly, yes, but they spit on Muslims, but they say yes, but thank God. Sometimes they even say thank God. Well, that goes over better. Not all Muslims are like that. It's a tiny minority, really. Oh, but hello. Where are you, Nabila? What are you doing? Because people are waiting for you. But as long as you come back, Nabila, because I'm sure it's you, the thing, Nabila. But we are actually among the crazy ones. Those who tell us are the worst. Because when they talk to you about this tiny minority, which one is it? Is it Jacques or is it not Jacques? Because if it's not Jacques, the whole family is going to suffer. On the other hand, if it is Jacques, we know that with the others, we are safe with them. You see, it's subtle, it's effective. So, which Islam are we talking about? Which one? In any case, not the Islam that Ahmed came with. That's why we locked up Ahmed. I'm speaking in the third person about the game we need. When Ahmed explains, for example, that cutting off a hand, I'm not the only one saying this, but I've been saying it for a long time. It is part of the verses that I have been able to present and explain the meaning of cutting off the hand of the thief, and the thiefess is not physical. God was not a barbaric God. He does not ask for hands to be cut off. If you do not work, you will not receive money for a while, depending on what you have done, so that it is proportional. When he lives off other people, he will understand what he has done. He will stop stealing from others, because when you have nothing, you know what it is. That's the church, right? This Islam is going to bother us. Your Islam, yeah. It's true that the police, well, when I say the police, I mean the one who handled my case, prohibited me from presenting the Quran today. Otherwise, it will be case after case. You will find me every Valentine's Day. Because Torah, Gospel, Quran, and Psalm. This Islam, where we have even made God a slaughterer, ready to slaughter one of his messengers. Apparently, it is not only Muhammad who would be a slaughterer. God is useful, as much as when he says it from memory, that the one who would claim to be a messenger, the one who calls himself a messenger, if it had been him, he would know that I would have seized him by the right. The right side with God is the spiritual. When God speaks of the right, it is the spiritual. Okay? And he says that he would have seized him by the right, meaning he would not have allowed him to play with his word, because he will seize him with his own word, and I would have cut the throat. This means that I would not allow him to say that he speaks in my name, and that it is in the name of my messenger Jesus, the Son of Mary, and the Holy Spirit. They said that he was physically slaughtered in a brutal and merciless manner. They indeed made God a slaughterer. This is indeed what feeds what we call Islamophobes, and those Satan and his minions who are actually sowing disorder. That's why I asked the question, which Islam are you perhaps talking about? The one I came with? Oh, you don't want it. And yet if it were true, how do you do? He tells us no, stop your nonsense now. You will have your portrait on C News and your name. What comes from a case committed, an attack on your back? That's what the commissioner told me. I don't see why. I've been expressing myself for over 20 years. It has never happened, not even verbally. Why would he do it? Because my speech is only a speech of peace. I leave you. I have 3 seconds left. Take care of yourselves.